Okay, so here we are for the battle against 𝗟R𝗽𝗀. What do you bring? There is the 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, there is something there, not there that I thought. No Sinister. Nice, okay. 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 is still going to be quite difficult to break down. There is the Keldeo, so I think no matter what I want to lead off with my Lapras. It actually matches up against everything really well, except for arguably the 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, and even then, it's still got a pretty good matchup. I guess 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 would be a bit of an issue. And I don't know, actually, against this team, I might want to just Tera Lapras, because as nice as the Tera Poison would be on 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 for, what, like the Rotom and the 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, I don't want to lose to Keldeo. But yeah, I'm pretty happy just to lead off with Lapras and go from there. If 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 is the lead, then that's a little bit tough. Another upside to Terraing Lapras is meaning it just won't take so much from Hazard. There is a Spiker there in 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, so there is a chance for Hazard. Okay, I think I'm going to just lock that in. It's going to be interesting. The 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 was something that I definitely thought would come to this game initially, and then I started to go off the idea of 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 coming to this game, so he hasn't brought a Tera Captain, which is something. I don't have to worry about that. I'm actually really surprised at no Sinister. I know it kind of struggled with a Tera type here, but he also didn't bring a Fairy, so that's fun. Kazuya lead. I'm pretty fine with this. I could just Tera, right? Okay, do I want to Tera? Because if I'm going to do it, I have to do it turn 1 to be able to give myself a Keldeo switch in. It also means I'll take less from a potential Volt switch. If he tricks me, he gets the Assault Vest. I would get a Asuma Scarf, and actually, a Scarf isn't horrible for me. I would actually take a Scarf. So, yeah, I think for me it is going to be best just to Tera and go for a Sparkling Aria and see how he wants to react. So, that's what we're going to do. I do assume that he's going to click Volt Switch, but he doesn't have a great switch in outside of 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 to this. And I feel like 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 can probably still do the work even without the Tera, but we'll see. He does just Volt Switch, it shouldn't do anything. Not sure if we can even gain any information from that because it's such a small amount of damage, but Rotom Heat. That moved down to 360, so that is potentially got a bit of investment. 𝗟1, yep, makes sense. That's a really cool animation. I don't think I've ever seen it. And I just want to go out into my Salazzle. Without Sinister being here, Salazzle is a little bit more expendable, and getting a Toxic off on this could be really, really big. Especially if it's some Calm Mind variant. It can't learn Heal Bell this gen, so it should eventually get worn away, hopefully. Because Calm Mind is like worst case scenario, it's actually very difficult for my team to deal with. And also, if he's going to make a prediction, I don't think he predicts the Poison type to come in on the on the Psychic type. So there is that as well. Psychic Noise would hurt, Psychic would also hurt, but I am EV to live both. Unless he's very offensive, of course. If he gets the +1 here, then it's fine, I just Encore it. Unless it's Mental Herb. He just Encores himself. I see how it is. Okay. I will just Toxic this. I could also Encore, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to Encore him into Encore. Because that just sounds fucking hilarious. And if he switches, that's tough. But yeah, that. I feel like he wants to do a U-turn or something along those lines. If he switches, he switches. He doesn't really have many things that want to switch into this. And the things that do generally don't threaten my team too much, especially because now I've Terra'd my Lapras. My hope here is that he just goes for like a Stealth Rock or something along those lines. Wait, you can't encore an encore? Hello? Oh shit. I did not know that. I thought you could encore someone into an encore. Well, today I've learned. I think that's fine actually. It's a little tough because I could have just Sludge Bombed this for damage. I genuinely did not know that you couldn't encore somebody into encore. That's wild. Okay, I'm just going to go for a Sludge Bomb. I'll get my damage on this. Get poison? No poison, tough. Well, that could have gone better. A bit of game knowledge let me down there. But those in the chat, if you knew that fucking Encore didn't encore something that clicked Encore, then please let me know, because I had no idea. I don't believe that you'll have much that can hit me. So I could just go for a sub. If your U-turn, does U-turn break my sub? Almost definitely, I would think. But I will just check, because you were definitely like a more defensive set. Yeah, U-turn, 100% would break my sub. If you are Cobra Berry, if you are Cobra, it looks like it should still knock out, unless you're like max defense. In which case, would Power Whip be more safe? Yeah, I'll go for the Power Whip. We do land, so this should knock it out. There we go. Okay, so 𝗟്𝗽𝗀's gone. That's one thing that could be problematic for my 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 endgame. Let me just think about what I need to do. I think I need to get 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 in on the Keldeo and click Agility, and I should outspeed everything on his team, barring a Scarfer. And I can probably proc my weakness policy on the Rotom and go from there. But we do need some damage on the Iron Treads prior. Geo, that's going to be 𝗟r𝗽𝗀. Okay. That is going to be the 𝗟r𝗽𝗀, which I generally don't switch into well at all. Do I live a triple axe? I don't think I live anything here, right? And most likely going to be pads, if I had to guess. So what is looking the most useful for my team? I would say 𝗟r𝗽𝗀 is very much going to be helpful. Tusk actually doesn't look like it's going to be that great. It does help me with the Iron Treads. But at this point, I think 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 can do that as well. So I will go out into my Great Tusk. And if he's not pads, then we're going to be doing a good amount of damage with the Rocky Helmet. See, he just goes for a U-turn. Are you pads? I assumed so just because of my Talonflame. Yeah, he is. Okay. So that worked out just fine. That definitely could have gone a lot worse. And this comes in. I don't know what this is. Okay. So my Lapras switching is really quite obvious, I feel. And if he thinks Lapras is coming in, realistically, do I care that much? Like, what's he go into to immediately scare out my Lapras? Like, nothing, really. So I will just go into Lapras anyway. And if he's like some SD fucking poison jab set, then that's just an incredible prep. Because I'm Tera Fairy, I should take like, I don't know, 30% max from Secret Sword even. And he is in a position where, even if he switches out, I'm not sure what's taking on Lapras, particularly. I mean, best case scenario is he just goes for, like, I don't know, Secret Sword? Yeah. Yeah, that does nothing. That's not specs. That is definitely not specs. So, he's probably going to predict the Alluring Voice or Tera Blast, so he goes out into what, Rotom or Treads, if I had to assume. So I'm going to click Sparkling Aria. I don't think you should ever stay in this situation. Not unless, like, your Calm Mind weakness policy. Which he could be. But if he stays in and Calm Minds, then we get a better idea of what it is. Unfortunately, if he is that set, then it might just 1v1 me here. But we'll deal with that if we'll try and deal with that if we can. I don't think you want to take the Alluring Voice, that's for sure, especially if you are a Calm Mind variant. Yeah. So what's coming in? Honey, is that? What is that? Okay, that's one of the things we needed to hit. So, and I don't believe that is AV. So that's fantastic damage. I'm just going to go out into my Great Tusk. This thing actually might be adequately weakened now to a point in which I can set up with 𝗟R𝗽𝗀. But I think we also need to work out whether or not that Keldeo is Scarf before. And whether it even matters. If he tries to set up his rocks here, I will just rapid spin them away. There is absolutely no world in which I want rocks up against my team, because I am not running boots on anything. And I guess that only really affects the 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, but it could affect 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 to a point in which it can't sweep, so. Let's see what you want to do, Ricky. Like, the Steel move makes the most sense. He could very well be Steel Beam, and if it's Steel Beam, he takes himself out. I am EV to live with my Great Tusk. He just EQs. That does very little, and I am just going to go for a Rapid Spin. If he tries to set up rocks here, then of course we get to Rapid Spin them away. If he Steel Beams, he dies. If he Flash Cannons, I don't think it will do enough. If he has some other crazy tech that I don't know about, then fair play. Great prep. But realistically, Great Tusk is a little bit expendable in this game. If he goes down to Rotom, he really is just giving me everything that can deal with 𝗟R𝗽𝗀. So I will 100% take that. He could have multiple Scarfers for all I know as well. If this is Keldeo, I don't remember if that was Keldeo. That was the Keldeo, okay. That's kind of crazy. Now, here, I am just going to click Close Combat. And this might be a bit of a weird play, but I don't think you ever click the button, or a Hydro button, against a Lapras. So I think that will be my best play. If he surfs, if he's Scarfed and surfs me, I know that he's then locked in. And if we're faster, we should do a very good amount of damage to this mon. And on the flip side, if he switches, even better. But we see what he wants to do. Does he want to just stay in and attack what's in front of him? Okay, so CC, not going to pick up the KO. Does he go for the Secret Sword? Okay, Citrus, good to know. Go for a Calm Mind, Ricky. You know you want to. Surf, okay. Not ideal, but also not the end of the world. I think this is probably time for me to click Agility, because I know that's not Scarf now. I think if there's any one turn in which I would like to set up, it's got to be this one, right? So we're going to go for the Agility. He is going to withdraw. I assume Rotom is the switch in. Kazuya, that is Rotom. And I'm just going to go for the Calm Mind. If he expects me to be in his policy, then so be it. I think this is just what I gotta do. Goes for a light screen. Okay. Well, I'm gonna click Calm Mind again. There's a chance that this could just be able to 1v1 me. There is a chance for it. We know he's pads on 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, he was Citrus on Keldeo. So unless he's Scarf on Salamence, he doesn't have a Scarfer here. And I want to say, like, even at +2, that's a Lapras, not an 𝗟R𝗽𝗀, good job me. At +2, I don't know if I can kill Treads with the screen up. With light screen up, does 30 to 36. And I don't know whether or not that was in range. Geo comes in. That's the 𝗟R𝗽𝗀. Is this going to live? 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 with a light screen up? It certainly shouldn't. Depends on whether or not he's running max speed, but he isn't. Moonblast does just knock it out. Okay, 𝗟R𝗽𝗀's down. That's probably the biggest threat to my team. Gone. And maybe a 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 can do the thing from here, but I think it's still going to be tough. I don't know for sure whether or not Iron Treads will be able to do enough with Iron Head. Iron Head does 62 to 74 if he's just Jolly. I think he's probably AV, if I had to guess, in this game. But we're certainly in a much better place. Going into 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 was an interesting one, but I guess if he didn't want to lose more pieces, he had to hope that he was faster, but we're running like near enough max speed on this 𝗟R𝗽𝗀. If he had outsped me, it would have been truly devastating. But it is what it is. Not even going for the Volt Switch. Yeah, Kazuya comes in. I will just continue to Calm Mind. Because I need as many boosts as possible to be able to try and break through this, especially behind the light screen. And if he is just Volt Switch, dual screens, overheat, then I think we're okay. We're now at +3. We're now at +3. If you're like Choice Scarf, okay, he overheats. So his plan is to crit. What you're saying is his plan is to crit. Let's have a quick look at Rotom Heat. Moonblast is going to do absolutely nothing at all. But I'm going to go for it anyway. I think I've got to go for it occasionally. Yeah, that does very little. And I do think I want to go for a Draining Kiss, just get some health back. Light Screen wears off. Okay, that's amazing. So yeah, I will definitely Draining Kiss on this specific turn to be able to get my health back. Because this is where we're going to get the most health back. Without the Light Screen, we're looking at like 30 to 36. Which gives me a good amount back. Yeah, it's respectable. Yeah, it's another Citrus. Ricky has an addiction and it's very unhealthy. He just overheats again. Thanks, Ellie. I appreciate it. That did in fact do absolutely nothing. I will Draining Kiss once into simply just Moonblasting and hoping that Moonblast can see out the rest of the game. I think Moonblast knocks it out from it. I don't know, it's kind of close. I could just Calm Mind one more time. I think that's what I'm going to do, because if he does end up somehow critting me... Suya comes out. Am I missing something here? Does this get a move to hit me? I don't think it does. I'm just going to Moonblast. We've seen your Citrus. We're faster than your Meowscarada. We should be faster than this. Okay, so as it turns out, getting rid of 𝗟R𝗽𝗀 early game made Salazzle entirely worth it. Hanny comes out. Do you live a Moonblast? The light screen is up. You do live the Moonblast. And Iron Head does not do enough. There's the weakness policy. I mean, if it's Scarf on Ments, then maybe it matters. Be really funny if he's Rocky Helmet and I lose health by draining kissing. Nah, tough. Are you Scarf Ments? Light screen wears off. In comes the Ments. I mean, I don't have much else to do other than click Moonblast. You are not Scarfed, so Enamorus should be cleaning up the game here. Yeah, that will lock in our playoff position. I know Ricky was going hard for this end of season to try and make it into playoffs after a very unfortunate start. He definitely, I mean, Sinistcha was terrifying in prep, but it needed like both Tera types to be able to potentially win, and turns out Enamorus is actually pretty good. That's going to lock in playoffs. 6-2 now. I think like plus 16 differential should absolutely be more than enough for us to make it into playoffs. Good game to Ricky. Make sure to check him out. If you enjoyed the battle, please leave a like and subscribe. Until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.